Greetings, everyone. My name is Kari Jordan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Carpentries. The Carpentries teaches foundational coding and data science skills to researchers worldwide. I'm here to share examples of diversity, equity, and inclusion-focused collaborations and initiatives to help us think about what approaches the RSE community can use to centralize diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that we are all on the same page, I'd like to begin with a quick glossary of terms that I'll reference throughout the talk. These terms were pulled from the glossary of terms that our Director of Community, Alicia Krall, is currently working on to more easily onboard members to the Carpentries community. We refer to accessibility as program or process design and implementation that offers multiple avenues for access and participation. Community is a general term we use to describe a place where members feel a sense of belonging and a desire to work together towards shared goals. Diversity is individual differences and group social differences. These differences can be engaged in the service of learning. Equity is the creation of opportunities for equal access to and participation in programs that are capable of closing participation gaps in our community. Lastly, inclusion is the active, intentional, and ongoing engagement of diverse people and communities that increases awareness, content knowledge, and empathetic understanding of the ways we interact within and change our community. The Carpentries received 2 grants to support our diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. Firstly, we thank the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for their financial support. We received an 18-month grant to advance equitable outcomes in data literacy for Black, Latinx, and Indigenous researchers. Secondly, we thank the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative for their financial support. We received a 24-month grant to address gaps in accessibility of Carpentries resources and programming, and to advance DEI awareness and education across our staff and community. I will cover the goals of both these grants. With the funding we received from the Sloan Foundation, we have established an Equity Council to advise on the implementation of this work. It was very important for us to establish this council to bring in external advisors who work in the DEI space on a daily basis. With this funding, we have committed to teaching up to 120 Black, Latinx, and Indigenous researchers foundational coding skills through Carpentries workshops. Additionally, we are improving our instructor training curriculum by including elements of culturally responsive teaching, and we have committed to increasing the number of certified Carpentries instructors who identify as Black, Latinx, or Indigenous. We have partnered with 4 organizations serving underrepresented minority researchers to accomplish the goals of this grant. They are the National Association of Multicultural Engineering Program Advocates, the National Society of Black Engineers, the National GEM Consortium, and the Society of Advancement of Chicanos, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Science. We are holding in-person workshops at the annual meetings of these organizations, as well as virtual workshops. We'll also run focus groups with participants and dedicate up to 2 instructor training events for this cohort. Our goals for the CZI grants are broken down into 3 categories: accessibility and inclusion, DEI awareness and education, expansion in underrepresented communities. With this funding, we will undergo accessibility improvements to our infrastructure for managing Carpentries community members, events, and membership data, in addition to creating training and ongoing accessibility audits of our existing resources. We will provide training for the Carpentries team leads to support and carry out our equity and inclusion efforts as they align with our strategic plan. We'll also develop an inclusive design toolkit that can be adapted to different regional contexts. And lastly, we are providing seed membership specifically for institutions in Central and South America and Southern Africa. To achieve these goals, we have partnered with Tara Robertson, a data-driven diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant who specializes in inclusive design. Additionally, we are hiring an accessibility coordinator who will focus 100% of their time for the 2-year period to develop our accessibility audit and training processes. And lastly, we are providing 3 memberships over 2 years to institutions serving underrepresented groups in Central and South America and Southern Africa. I hope our goals and approach have sparked some ideas that you can use to center diversity, equity, and inclusion as you collaborate on RSE initiatives. I'd like to leave you with a few takeaways. First, decide that equity is not an option. Prioritizing DEI is a challenge, but it's meaningful. And the sooner you decide that equity is not an option, but a strength, the better. One of my favorite phrases is Rome wasn't built in a day. There are so many ideas you can implement that cost absolutely nothing. Identify wins to move your equity work forward, no matter how small you think they are. Thank you so much to the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for your continued support and funding for our DEI initiative. I look forward to speaking with you all about the work we are doing. Thank you for watching.